Lately, I've been seeing a lot of new cricket named websites like Crick Today or some other Crick something something. There used to be only ESPN Crick Info, then Wisden, and then there was the Crick Buzz. Now I'm seeing 4 or 5 new sites. All of them get listed under Google, which is very interesting. I mean, PGurus still doesn't get listed under Google, even though we do all the things right. Just a quick rant there. But my point I try to make is all these things are peddling out conspiracy theories that Rahul Dravid is about to be fired as a coach, that the BCCI is on the lookout for a new coach, preferably a foreign one. You know, all these things don't seem to have a basis, or at least I think so. The other interesting thing that I'm going to talk about is the one of Rishabh Pant and Urvashi Rautela. What has been happening there? Now, you know that I have always said that there has to be complete separation between politicians, Bollywood and cricket, and that cricket needs to be administered by cricket players, ex-cricket players, and perhaps some industrial houses who genuinely like the game. I mean, if you have to ask me who are the houses that genuinely supported cricket, State Bank of India, Mafatlal, Wazir Sultan Tobacco, which is no longer in existence, India Cements, and so on and so forth. So all these companies used to genuinely promote cricket, and they used to have players on their ranks. They used to pay them salaries. They used to work only half a day. Then in the afternoon, they would go out and practice. This used to be a really nice ecosystem that used to flourish. But now, we don't see all of that happening. I don't know if many of you know that there used to be tournaments such as Buchi Babu in Chennai and Moinuddin in Hyderabad. These preceded the Ranji Trophy fixtures. These days there's no time for these things, so you have only Ranji Trophy matches going on. My point in saying all these things, anytime Bollywood and politicians get into cricket, you can only look at it as this is really true, or is somebody placing this story to try and create doubt in the minds of people. Let me ask you a simple question. Have you been following the Ranji Trophy games recently? Last round, I believe Tamil Nadu lost to Andhra by a very, very small margin after being in a commanding position, and Washington Sundar was batting, and they still ended up losing it. First time, okay, fine, these guys messed up. But this round, 3 games went the same way. Everywhere, the chasing team was in a commanding position only to lose 8 wickets or 4 wickets for literally nothing. Now, do you say that this is a conspiracy theory or a coincidence? I don't know, but I don't like when I see something that seems like suddenly a lot of things are happening. Does that mean that Ranji Trophy matches are also being betted upon? Well, it is cricket, and there are people who are mad and cricket mad, and they'll bet on anything and everything. So there is no surprise if betting is going on. Betting is one thing. Fixing is another thing. Fixing is a lot more dangerous. Is that what is happening? I don't know. But nobody seems to be asking these questions. How is it that game after game, the team that is chasing is in a commanding position only to throw away all its wickets? It's just surprising, guys. Anyway, let's get back to Dravid. Dravid enjoys somewhat a clean image. I'm now beginning to hear that, well, maybe not so, and so on and so forth. Look, there is nothing that has come out so far that says that Dravid has been in the knowledge of any of this match fixing or betting. So we have to take that word at face value. But it was Rajasthan Royals for which Dravid was captain, under which 4 players were caught for match fixing. Srisanth and a bunch of other players. Remember that? So it seems like if somebody were to go and create mischief with games, they would do it with a facade that looks extremely legit. And Rahul Dravid is as legit as it gets. So what happens? So if the BCCI fired one set of selectors, why have they not appointed the next set? It's the same shroud of secrecy that the Modi government seems to play. Because I have to say Modi government, even though BCCI is a private body, because Jay Shah, the son of Amit Shah, the Home Minister, is the one who is running the shots, who's calling the shots. Are there still 2 factions, the Shapa faction and the Amit Shah faction now? And what is going on there? We know that Anurag Thakur is part of that, and a whole bunch of other people. Now you have DMK guy also throwing in his towel in Tamil Nadu Cricket Association. That person is now the president of TNCA. So all sort of things. The more you try to say politicians get out of cricket, the more they seem to be coming in. So clearly the fixing, the betting, all that stuff, that muck is still there in the game. Otherwise, no politician would come. Politicians come only when there is money involved. Get this thing right, guys. There is never any other reason for the politicians to come in there. They have no clue. In fact, there is a joke in one of the Tamil movies when a politician is asked to inaugurate the final of a tournament, and then he throws up the toss, and then he asks the person who wins the toss, are you fielding or bowling? That is the knowledge of cricket for the politicians. So I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable that Rahul Dravid is being asked to go even before he has even got his arms wrapped around his team, the way they play. And you know, the coach is well respected among the team members. You saw that video of Ashwin. It wasn't Tamil, but basically it got translated into English, and fairly good translation, where he said that everybody's respect for Dravid grew because he said, don't worry about the result, give your best on the field. That's what they did, and they won that game in Mirpur narrowly. So now, just think that there is some conspiracy going on. Did the conspiracists want India to lose that game because there was a lot of money riding on India losing the test? Well, in that case, they lost big, right? So they'll be angry. They lost money. So who are they going to go after? The people who are the ones running things. That's one way to look at it. That Dravid is probably being made a scapegoat of for somebody else not being able to make money. I'm telling you, whatever you think is unbelievable, think beyond that. That's what happens in some of these match fixing scenarios. It is just a big mess. That's all I can say. The only way you will be sure is when, you know, suddenly the crowds for IPL starts dwindling and betting stops. That's when these people are going to get out. But until then, they're going to be like, you know, bees around honey. They're just going to be buzzing around all the time. Now, let's take a look at what happened in Rishabh Pant. Remember, for the last several months, 𝙒𝙗𝙗 Rautela, an actress, I haven't seen her movie, so I mean, I just saw the name, has been talking about how, you know, she is a well-wisher of Pant, and but the way those sentences are framed, the way that messaging is done, makes it look like she has a pining for this guy. Maybe they are boyfriend, girlfriend, but Pant has not opened his mouth. So what does that mean? What does one make of it? I have no idea. But the fact that a Bollywood girl is getting around a cricketer makes my antlers go up, because I've told you again and again, anyone who is a match winner, and if that match winner is also connected with Bollywood, then the next logical thing that I can think of is they are being used to fix games or throw games. This is something that I've explained fictionally in my book, Who Painted My Last Red? And it's known to many people. People who live in Dubai will tell you, yeah, matches are being fixed, all the matches are being fixed. How it is fixed, we'll know only after the fact. But there are cricket crazy people who will bet on anything. 3 runs of the third ball of the third over. The fourth over to be bowled by X. You know, all sorts of betting is going on. One way to solve all these things is forget about what happens in betting. Just make it legal in India, collect the taxes from betting, and then make sure that, you know, the game is as clean as possible. And that's very easy to do. You just take away their cell phones. Tell them that, you know, for the 5 days that they're playing a test match, they don't get access to cell phones. Period. No cell phone access. And if they really need to meet someone, like their family members, they can stay with them. That's it. Make sure that the access to the players is limited. Once you do this thing consistently over a couple of series, then things will start settling down. Unless you do that, you can never be sure whether the match was fixed or not. The last thing, now Mr. Dinesh Karthik, finding himself out of the cricket team now, has been saying that perhaps Yuzvendra Chahal would have been a better choice for Ashwin. You know, Karthik knows Ashwin for a long time. And let's set that thing aside. These are all things where one starts wondering, is he saying it on his own or is he being asked to say something? Why do I say that? Before World Cup, there were two T20 series, one with South Africa, one with Australia. Those were carefully selected because it was felt that one of them could be playing India in semi-finals, the other one could be playing India in the finals, and so on and so forth. In all these games, it was Yuzvendra Chahal who played, and he didn't do well. And at that time, everybody was explaining that he's not getting his variations right, that he's too slow, and that the batsmen are able to play him. Remember, these games were played on turning tracks in India, place where he should be able to weave his magic, right? So when he gets all these chances and he doesn't make use of them, then why do you come back and say that just after that the World T20 Championship happened, that he would have been a better choice? So people, I can understand some nobody ignorant person saying that, but Dinesh Karthik should know a little bit better. He was part of all these things. He was part of the team sometimes. You should have watched all these things. See, bowlers, just like batsmen, go through a phase where they seem to have they seem to be missing the fizz that made them what they were. Kuldeep Yadav stayed out of the team for a couple of years. He's come back in test matches. He made a big impact. And I was as surprised as all of you when he didn't make it to the second test match. But, well then, surprises never cease with the Indian cricket team, do they? In England, when India played that five test series, Ashwin sat out all the games, even though he was at the top of his form. He was playing county cricket in England. He was getting wickets by the bucketful, yet they ignored him. At that time, it was Ravi Shastri and Virat Kohli, and you blamed them. Now you're saying that, it's Rohit Sharma who insisted that Ashwin be played in all these. See, I don't get all these things. I've always had my suspicions about who really selects the playing 11 and how much of a say the coach and the captain have in picking the playing 11 that actually steps out on the field. I have my doubts. Why I say all these things is, it's high time. At some place, the Modi government has to clean up its mess. Why don't you start in cricket? Cricket is a relatively less opaque game. It's a little transparent. You can find out what is going on. Just legalize betting on cricket. Let online companies come in and start allowing people to bet, because you can easily collect the taxes. Right now what happens is, betting, even if somebody makes money, half the money that person gets paid is believed to be fake. That is fake currency. So essentially you are also giving another conduit for our aggressive neighbors to mess up with India's economy. Why not you just make it legal and let them use software where everything is clean and they can start collecting taxes on that? It's something worth considering. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.